And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray as we wake up to tragedy in Lauderdale County. As we found out that a few moments ago, this happened around 5 a.m., a Lauderdale County deputy was shot in the line of duty. I've spoken with Sheriff Billy Solly a couple of times this morning. The deputy is going to be okay, as we all say prayers. That is a miracle in itself. We've got details upon the murder that happened last night on Highway 495 in the Center Hill community of Lauderdale County, Mississippi, which led to all of this. Odie is just walking in as we all learn of this devastating news that happened somewhere around midnight last night. We got details on this coming up at 7 o'clock that we'll break down, tell you the locations, show you on a map, and where the car chase began in the city and went back to the county as the suspect was fleeing police this morning from the murder last night, all tied together. He has been taken into custody. Again, the sheriff's department is there with him at a local hospital from what we understand. I spoke with Billy. He was en route to the hospital. I've gotten a text back saying that the deputy is stable. Thank heavens, isn't that great? All in the line of duty. We don't have the details of what went on when the arrest went to happen. The subject finally did stop, and that's when we would hear the gunshots ring out. We don't know how that all came about. If there was a tussle, I think the deputy did receive several bullets in the bulletproof vest, and then received either one or two shots in the pelvic area, but is expected to recover. Thank God. Isn't that good? As we wake up to, you just don't think of that. We had robbery last night about 10:30. We got details on that at 7 o'clock this morning also. And again, as we often say, keep those deputies and law enforcement everywhere in your thoughts and prayers as they put on and walk out the door. They never know what they're going to encounter. It was a simple car chase that we knew of, then turned into something a lot worse a little bit later. More details are coming up as we begin this morning. We'll be right back. Let's go get a good word. I think we need it after all of this as we go to Collinsville First Baptist Church.
How are you feeling today? Do you feel strong or weak? Well, the Bible says the joy of the Lord is your strength, and as we look to close out the book of Romans, Apostle Paul points to one of the greatest reasons that you and I as Christians have to rejoice. The mystery of Christ has been revealed. He wrote in Romans 16:25-27, "Now to him who is able to strengthen you according to my gospel and the preaching of Jesus Christ, according to the revelation of the mystery that was kept secret for long ages and has now been disclosed, and through the prophetic writings has been made known to all nations, according to the command of eternal God, to bring about the obedience of faith, to the only wise God be glory forevermore through Jesus Christ. Amen." So, beloved, Christ has been the plan from the beginning, but he was a secret. I mean, if you were to go back in time and ask Abraham or Moses or David, who is Jesus? They would have no clue. They know him now, but not then. He was part of God's plan, but God had kept him as a secret. But at the right time, he brought Jesus forth to the world so that all the world shall know him and so that all the world could be saved. Glory to God, right? God's made him known. And so may you know him and may you rejoice. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, Mounty Cabinetry, and Parker Marketing Insurance Advisors. They'll be opening up for church services on Sunday morning. If you'd like to swing by, go by and see Brother Ben. I always have a great message there for you. I did have a question about the suspect. He was taken into custody. He was not wounded from my understanding at this point. Now, as always, when things first happen, some of the details will change after the investigation goes a little bit further, as things are what's the word I'm looking for? Things are coming fast when they happen live. And that's where we were during all this when we got pushed our news story out of what was going on. Suspect is in custody this morning and transported to the Lauderdale County Jail. We will find out more. I spoke with Ward right before the deputy was shot, as he was giving me a rundown of what happened with the shooting last night. But again, details coming up at 7. We'll break it all down for you beginning at 7. I hope you'll join us as we begin this. I'm already getting messages from Jackson there wanting to know a little bit more about this. As we begin this, rural Alabama, as we start looking at headlines across America this morning, we know this is happening as funds are going away. Hospitals can't hardly afford to make it in these small towns. And we've got another small rural Alabama town that will be without a place to deliver babies. This is becoming quite scary on the rural route. I was born in Macon, Mississippi, small hospital up there. I don't think they do babies anymore either. If you lived in Scuba, Meridian was a long way. It was half the distance from Meridian to Scuba to Macon. So I ended up in Macon being born because of that. A thing of the past now. But where will this end? I know America needs it. Out on the rural route, sometimes you just can't make it. We send prayers to Georgia this morning as a high school student was in a batting cage practicing batting. He was accidentally hit in the head with a baseball bat. Serious condition as we send prayers to Georgia. Can you only imagine if that was your child? Accidents do happen. I guess you'd call this like a freak thing. I think that's the word for it. So prayers for that family as they wait for recovery to know that. Now, to my knowledge, Barry, our chief deputy and coroner-elect in Clark County, has never taken on any sheep, has he?
Not yet. We're working on the goat.
This story, as I glance at this, reminds me of in our area, when ostrich. Y'all remember that when the prices were so high? No, the emus. It was the emus. Yeah, all of that. And the market fell out on those emus and everybody lost their tail. It was like $5,000 per bird, if I remember right, or higher. Sheep. The market is going away in Australia. They're doing everything they can just to give away the sheep. The market's out of the value. They don't have it. Don't we need that for wool? And I wouldn't have thought that would have hit hard there, but it is. As we go to Texas, we see that, and I guess it's like driving. There isn't an age so long as you can pass the test. We do have an airplane crash that happened. A landing was diverted as they were coming in, pulled up from it, and then he crashed at a local shopping strip center. No one else was hurt but the pilot. He was 87 years old, crashed. Condolences to those family members. We don't know what caused it, why he had to pull off, but still sad news on this Black Friday as we wake up. As we see what else, debris, still 3 remaining missing in Alaska this morning as a landslide took place, and they're trying to clear the roadways to get to it. We don't have that in our area, but there are regions. I know California has those quite often. And Alaska, again, it'll take dozers and a whole lot more to push this debris out of the highway so they can get in to see what's going on. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but usually this time of year, it's a hiring frenzy. They need more and more people to handle the many shoppers that are going to be hitting stores. Numbers are out, and they're kind of holding off on hiring those extra people this year. They're unsure of what the holiday season is going to be like. Today will be an indication of that. As Black Friday swarms the nation, how many people will hit the stores? We'll find out more on that. It's a test of the economy. It could be good. We don't know yet. It'll judge what they do on hiring for the remainder of the year, so be ready to check on that. This was, maybe you remember this, maybe you don't, but an African, his name is Oscar Pistorius. 10 years ago, he murdered his girlfriend on Valentine's Day, 10 years ago. He was, if I am not mistaken, a blade runner. He had prosthetic legs. He was 37 years old. He killed his girlfriend. He's been released from prison after only 10 years. That's the world news of that. Makes you wonder who releases folks that do these things. Can they do it again? They absolutely can. Now, coming up at the top of the hour, we cannot let this moment go by because I believe history was made last night. If you hadn't seen it, we will show you a picture of it beginning at 7 o'clock because I think I want a poster now. Have you seen it, Odie?
No. Oh, yes, I did.
Odie's getting the nod if he knows what I'm talking about. Dolly.
Uniform and all.
A Dallas Cowboy cheerleader.
Yeah.
but still my heart. She was absolute, and I know there were some people that tried to run her down. She was absolutely gorgeous. You'd think she was 30.
Yeah.
You really would. 77 years old and the hottest thing in a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader outfit. We'll show you the pictures coming up at 7. If you missed any of that last night, she was the halftime performer for the Thanksgiving game with the Dallas Cowboys. How clever that was to dress as a cheerleader and come out. Only Dolly could pull it off. She sang 9 to 5 and a few other hits there. We'll be right back in just a few moments as we'll check your forecast as we get this day underway for you.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the store and see their complete line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. And tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn. And welcome back, your friend Scotty Ray, as we get ready for this wonderful day. It is Black Friday. Remember, there's going to be a lot of people out with your driving trying to get those special deals. We'll talk about all of that coming up at the top of the hour. Let's take a look at radar. What do we have? A lot of fog as we pull this up this morning. Pay attention. Lauderdale, Newton, Clark County, and also Jasper County. You're going to endure a lot of fog this morning. Excuse me, especially heavy from downtown Quitman all the way to the city limits of Meridian, stretching out on Highway 19 this morning, west on I-20 all the way to Lawrence, Mississippi. We have heavy fog also to Lisbon, nearly to Butler, Alabama. If you're coming in on Highway 19 this morning, that is a very dangerous road to begin with. Do not pass on these two-lane highways this morning that have a lot of fog. It is way, way too dangerous. We have fog all the way to Tumsuba this morning, and although radar doesn't pick it up in these other areas, it's going to be still fog there, too light to pick up on radar. So we do know that there will be more fog, so just use caution. But the heavy area, I-20, let's turn on these locations just to show you a little bit more in depth of where we got it, where it picks up heavy. Starting at the Red Goat there at I-20 all the way down to Hickory as we go down to Rose Hill. Look at that, thick over to Pachuta, downtown Quitman, over to Jay's Taxidermy, and due north, all of this area, over to Energy. Oh, boy, that's thick there. And we'll go all the way up here past the Girl Scout Cookies office and out by the Ag Center for our thickest of fog in Lauderdale County. That's just the beginning. There's more out there. Use caution. All right, let's get into our forecast now.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we go back and check our record highs and our record lows today, let me see here. I didn't hit the right button, did I? Here we are. Let's pull this up where you can see this along with me as we take a look. 1973, y'all remember that year? 84 today was a hot day. Back in 70, just 3 years before that, it was 20 today, 1970. I was here. I was barely here. I think I was 1 that year. My, how time flies. As we look at the cloudy weather today, expected 61. We'll have some sunshine peeking through as we get to Philadelphia. Cooler, though, at 59 as we make it to Columbus Air Force Base over to where Bully is at Stark Vegas there at the field. It's 59 today. As we go down through the Mississippi River, about 60 degrees all the way to Natchez. And east into Bama this morning, we'll still see 59 on the river there at Demopolis as we go to Tuscaloosa, 60 over to Birmingham, 60 also. Same temperature there. As we go to Montgomery, 61, and toward Troy, Alabama, and those areas on the coast, about 63 as you get near the coast, rather, in the Dothan area. We'll see that radar pointing out the next 10 days, the temperature-wise is going to be kind of normal here. We do have a cool front back to our west there in Nevada and California, making its way toward Texas, which always affects us. As we see that Alabama through the Georgia and the Carolina areas, well, it is cool. Very cool in those areas, and below cool up in Washington, D.C. and areas of that nature. Our 7-day forecast calls for 37 tonight. So when you wake up in the morning, burr and burr. 60 degrees today will be the high, 60 to 61. We'll have 0% chance of rain tomorrow, but sunshine in 63. It will be perfect. Rain coming in on Sunday morning as you head off to church with a 70% chance of rain. High of about 59. We'll get down to 39 as you're waking up Monday morning to go to work. Below freezing Monday night. Drag up another log, pile them up. Be ready for this as we'll have some cold, cold temperatures coming. 31 on Tuesday night, 35 on Wednesday. What does this tell us? Don't wait to the last minute to call your gas man. Go ahead and get in touch with them. Get some gas. Make sure that you're prepared for what's coming because, well, I'm cold. I like to be warm. I'm sure you do too. I just can't handle it no more. As we get toward the December, look at this. We're going to warm up there for a day or so. 68 from the 2nd through the 4th. We'll drop to 64 then back to around 60 into the 50s by December the 7th. Nighttime lows will hover mainly in the 40s, and by the 8th of December, we'll see 39 with a chance of showers. Nothing drastic, no snow or anything like that. As much as we wish, it rarely happens in our neck of the woods, does it? Wow. On the 24th, what's the best time to fish today? Well, Chet's Paint and Body tells us you can head out today, and the best time to be there is going to be 9 o'clock this morning. Roughly about 9:10. It'll be good through about 11:10, 11:15. It'll be a calm wind becoming north-northwest around 5. So not too bad there as we look at Black Friday. Now, what's happening when it comes to the hunting side? What's the best time to deer hunt? Your first major time this morning at 8:30 to 10:30. Make sure you're in the woods. You're probably already there as you're watching the broadcast from the shooting house. Kind of hard to watch from an open stand, isn't it? Kind of noisy. Oh, boy, your second major time, minor time, will be late this afternoon around 3 o'clock. Your best time after that will be after dark. Let's look at your hunting and fishing calendar as you head out for this day. Again, this is Black Friday. We'll have more updates coming at the top of the hour as we investigate more about the shootings that happened last night, murder in Lauderdale County, and a deputy has been wounded in the line of duty. We got all the details of that coming up at the top of the hour. Join us. Somebody said that some of Dolly is not all real. It's okay. Very, very nice looking. What a sweet lady she is. I have never, and I've met a lot of people that I bumped into that know Dolly personally. I've for whatever reason, I never bumped into her. But I have never had anybody say that she was rude in any way. Nothing but a lady and overly nice. Cares about her fellow man and helps people. I even saw an interview once where she talked about that, to where she chose a career to where she could give to the communities instead of having children. She felt that was her calling. She made her decision. She's done well for others. We'll be right back at the top of the hour. Join us, won't you, as we'll go live with Scotty Ray and Odie on the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.